Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
Welcome to the Rockin' Review. I'm thrilled to have on a friend of mine I met a few years ago at a Winter NAMM show that is a co-founder of Guitars for Vets that does incredible work, and it's so important as well in this month of June as it is PTSD Awareness Month. Patrick Nettesheim, thanks for coming on the show.
It is a pleasure, Eric, and thanks for caring about the Guitars for Vets mission.
You know, you guys do such incredible work, and the last time we got to hang out, Patrick, was at the Gibson factory. And, you know, you got Sully there from Godsmack. You've got the leaders of the Gibson company. And correct me if I'm wrong, Patrick, you know, Gibson donated 19,000 sets of strings, 14 Les Pauls, and 32 Epiphones to Guitars for Vets.
Yes, and I will correct you there. It was actually 36 Epiphones. They surprised us with 4 more. It's amazing, the generosity here.
Awesome. Well, you know what, and you being a co-founder of this movement, and I got to tell you, you know, spending a lot of time on your website and everything, and obviously you and I being friends, what a great website. But I'll tell you what moved me, you know, and obviously I'm a believer in helping our veterans, you know, that come back, that have PTSD, you know, and that music can heal so many of them and all of us. But I love the stories to where, you know, you got the tab on the website and they're playing music and they're telling their story, Patrick.
Yeah, it's absolutely transformative. Playing the guitar does a couple things for you, but I like to call it at its root a very wise distraction. You know, as we know, there's many distractions in this world, and some aren't that healthy. Mm-hmm. This one is, and the good vibrations, as it were, pays itself forward to everyone that's around. And I'll tell you what, even if you're not very good at the instrument, it still it empowers, enriches good feelings, because laughter is probably even more important or equally as important. So you got to be able to laugh at yourself. Don't take playing too seriously, and you'll find that it's really quite enjoyable.
Well, you know, I got to bring this up, Patrick. If you could tell your story about how you became a co-founder of Guitars for Vets. And, you know, obviously you've been a guitar player like myself forever and taught lessons and continue to teach lessons, you know, with Guitars for Vets. But tell our viewers how you launched this.
Well, this wasn't part of my master plan. You know, rock star when it wasn't. But, you know, what do they say, you know, the best way to predict the future is to create it, or something of that nature. Please put on your character generation the actual quote there. But I've always wanted to be a musician. As from, you know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a fireman, a policeman, you know, in the military, a test pilot, astronaut, football player. I mean, you know how it goes.
Okay.
You know, we have one lifetime as far as we know. And so I wheedled it down to musician or doctor. And I chose the pauper's path here. But what Guitars for Vets does for me, Eric, it comes full circle. I can help heal people with music, and I don't have to carry the same liability insurance. So the way this happened, though, to your question, in 2006, a gentleman was referred to me for guitar lessons. His name, Dan Van Buskirk. And Dan is a Marine of the Vietnam era. I believe he served in 68 and 69 in an area in Vietnam called Da Nang. And he was with 1st Marine Recon. So Dan lived and breathed and experienced a lot that average people don't have to deal with in their lives. And he came to me for these lessons in 2006, and he said, you know, I've always wanted to play guitar, but some of the symptoms associated with PTSD make it very difficult for me. And that is ability to concentrate, so the focus thing, but also memory. And it can be an anxiety-provoking thing for anyone learning how to play and then playing in front of somebody. But, you know, post-traumatic stress has anxiety that is part of the spectrum. Depression, nightmares, lack of sleep. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So it's a complex disorder. Incidentally, it's called PTS now. I don't know why they've decided it's not a disorder anymore. Most vets like, this is something I manage. It's not something that's going to go away.
Right.
So whatever euphemisms you can throw at it, it still really sucks at the end of the day. However, what we found is, and we're not inventing this stuff. I mean, music therapy has been around. I think it was Socrates talked about it. Since the Greeks invented war, they invented music therapy. But we're not music therapists. What we do, though, is we provide music free to veterans, free guitars, the free lessons, and the therapy happens automatically when we start playing the instrument. And this is what Dan found. He found that, I'll grab the one I just happen to have handy here.
Nice.
And he found by playing a G chord, first finger on the second fret of the fifth string, second finger on the third fret of the sixth, third finger on the third fret of the first, strum all the strings, you feel it resonate, you hear it. I'm giving direct feedback. Suddenly you're not thinking about the horror of Vietnam.
Right.
Because what happens with trauma, you get caught up into a loop. There's an obsessive quality about that, but it's one that you don't have a lot of control over. We've all lost people that are close to us, especially now, COVID-19, we're seeing it all over the world, and it's very painful. And when you lose somebody dear to you, you know how that feels? It's just heavy on you. It feels kind of surreal, not very grounded. It's hard to believe. Nightmares, loss of sleep, a lot of the things that folks struggling with PTSD go through. So when you play the instrument, that breaks the trance. And even if it's only for a minute or 2 minutes, right. A lot of times we find 5 minutes turns into a couple hours when playing the instrument. It allows the mind and the body and the soul to heal a little bit. And most importantly, Eric, it allows the player of the instrument and the person struggling to realize that they are capable of feeling good. That hasn't gone away.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
so
I got
started there.
You guys, just since the organization has existed, Guitars for Vets, you guys have given over 40,000 lessons, over 4,000 guitars. I understand you've got a new challenge out also that we can let viewers know about.
Yeah, it's called Band Together. That's a term that's been used throughout time as well, but it's G4V Band Together. New and improved. And what we're asking our brothers and sisters out there, we're all brothers and sisters, only removed by time and distance, if you know how to play guitar, play some chords. Tell people, we want you to videotape this, by the way.
Right.
We want people to play and explain, like I just did with that G chord, what you're doing. Teach a virtual lesson. This plague has accelerated technological advancements, and I can tell you, if we do this a year from now on Zoom, we might even be doing virtual reality interviews here and holograms or holographic stuff. It's accelerated. So, I would say, even what we have with smartphones, you can make great videos with this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just be yourself, be authentic, show a riff that that you love, and send it into, I think we're just taking it in at info@guitarsforvets.org. And we'll post it.
Where if somebody challenges you and you don't provide the video, then it is upon you to make the donation to Guitars for Vets to help out also.
Absolutely. We ask you to donate $1 million if you don't do the video. You're laughing. Did I say something funny?
No.
I'm sorry. $2 million.
$2 million.
No, I think the ask is $22, to cover Well, I mean, it's serious and heartbreakingly, we lose about 22 vets a day to suicide related to PTSD. So in honor of those that we lost, those that would lay down their lives for us, we ask you to give $22 if you don't do the lesson. And you know what? Most people give anyway. So the thing is here, Eric, money's tight, especially right now. What you can give, though, is your time and your love for the instrument. And as I say, for all our brothers and sisters, vets in particular here.
Well, I want to make sure too, Patrick, that our viewers know where they should go for the website, for the social media, everything, to donate, to connect, to watch those incredible stories and see the vets playing guitar and singing and just the great work that you guys are doing all the time with this. Where should viewers go?
They should go to Guitars for the number 4 or FOR. We got them both, so don't try to take one of them. Okay, Guitars for Vets with an S.org or .com. That will take you to the website to donate. Donations at Guitars for Vets. If you want to donate monetarily, you'll see the donate button at the top. Just plunk that. There's a lot of action that goes on in our national Facebook page. Each chapter has their own Facebook page if you want to get down to the granular level.
Wow.
But go to Facebook /Guitars for Vets. I think we use the number 4 there, but both will probably take you .com, and that will bring you to our national Facebook page. Posts going up every day showing the success of this program. And it's important, Eric, because there's a lot of wonderful, wonderful nonprofits out there, but you don't always see the direct connection of what your money is doing.
Right.
And it only costs $200 to put a vet through this program. So that buys a brand new acoustic guitar and all the accessories: stand, gig bag, strap, tuner, strings, picks, whatever the player, the vet needs to enjoy the instrument. And it's all provided to the vets for free. We have over 500 volunteers throughout the United States.
Amazing.
So $200 changes a life for the positive, and you can see precisely what that does on social media or our website.
Well, and I want to bring up again, too, how important it is during this month of June. And it is National PTSD Awareness Month. And so thankful for the work that you and your team do, Patrick Nettesheim. Guitars for Vets. I want to make sure that our viewers, go to the website, go to the social media, be a part of it. I'm going to have to figure out what song I'm going to teach on video, because I'm going to put one in also, because I want to be a part of this movement. And thanks for doing the great work that you do with Guitars for Vets.
You're welcome, Eric. And I want to tell you, you can write your own song.
Nice. Well, it is national, right?
Yes. And I do expect vocals as well.
Well, I look forward to the day where, as we had originally planned, Patrick, for you to be in the studio with me so that we could jam a little bit. But, maybe next time, I'm sure we'll make this happen. And just great work that Guitars for Vets is doing every day, not only in June, but every month for our veterans. And they deserve this musical healing that you guys provide. Thanks for joining us on the Rock and Review.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of a Bobby Bones Show.